Alright, Brush Monkeys, we are back, and I am taking a look this week at some of the units and the assembly instructions for the Sisters of Battle box set. And I'm kind of... So, you know, a lot of the units I make, the miniatures I paint, I put up on the Flying Monkey Studios Instagram page for sale. And some of them I keep in my personal collection. I think this is probably going to be a mix of the two, because I really like the Sisters of Battle, the Battle Sisters. I like the Seraphim here, so I'm probably going to keep them. The Penitent Engine just kind of looks like a messed up Dreadnought. I'm not real thrilled with that, and I don't really like the look of the these Arcoflagellants. I don't really like the look of the Sisters Repentia either, these here, but I love the Repentia Superior. I think she looks amazing. And, of course, without them, she doesn't really have a purpose in the army. So I think I'm probably going to keep them. The Arcoflagellants and the Penitent Engine are going to go up on the Instagram page. But the Seraphim and the Battle Sisters I'm going to keep. And this... I'm still kind of working my way through the codex here. Fantastic artwork, amazing hierarchy and charts of how everything's supposed to be organized in their armies, and then they go into each of the orders. And I really like the look of the Order of our Martyred Lady with the red robes and the black armor. At the same time, I also kind of liked the artwork there of the Order of the Valorous Heart. However, apparently they've changed. She's painted in black armor and white robes, but according to the pictures of the miniatures back here, they have black armor and black robes with white linings. However, I do like the Order of the Ebon Chalice, which appears to be black armor and white robes. So, I don't know. That may be kind of a toss-up. I might have to flip a coin for those, because I really like how both of them look. And I think they're going to be really fantastic. I think if I don't know. I'm going to have to think on that. I'm going to have to read up a little bit more on the Order of the Ebon Chalice before I decide how I'm going to do it. But the thing is, they don't really have... With the exception of the picture of the miniatures in the back, they don't really have painting guides for each one of these. You just kind of get an overall idea of it, but the Battle Sisters of the Sacred Heart, or the Order of our Martyred Lady, there with the black armor and the red robes, seems to be kind of the default picture. That seems to be with the biggest order and the one that most of them belong to. So I think I'm going to go with that. There's also pictures in here and unit data sheets of a lot of units that aren't offered yet, or that are still in the metal miniatures, like the Celestians. Those are all... that's a unit that's not included in this box set, and it's still just metal miniatures. Now, and then there's the two tanks. Now, these tanks, these are examples of... There's pictures online of these that leaked, and these are coming out soon. They're not out yet, and I think they look fantastic. I'm not sure about this big pipe organ thing, but it looks like it's some kind of missile launcher, which is kind of odd. They make a pipe organ missile launcher, and then this other one's got flamethrowers and a big stained glass window, which is kind of cool. They really go all out on decorating their damn tanks. It's just like almost more decoration than is practical for a vehicle. But it looks like a blast of paint. And then there's like preachers, crusaders, death cult assassins, things like that are going to be a lot of fun to paint, but they don't have figures out yet. But yeah, it should be fun. It should be kind of interesting to paint. I want to see if I can get my hands on Saint Celestine there, because I think she'd make a good addition to the 5-person unit of Seraphim. So yeah, there's all the rules and everything in here, and they look to be pretty good units. They look like they're going to be some fun to play with there. So yeah, that's the Codex. The miniatures themselves. Let's talk a little bit about the assembly instructions. I was going through here. These flight stands are the only part that I think is going to cause me some problems. These things here. And that's because they look similar to the flight stands in the 8th edition box set that had the Primaris Marines and their little jetpacks on there, and they were just a straight pain. Now, I've since learned a little trick that's going to help with those, and I'll show you those when I get to them. But those are probably the first unit I'm going to have to paint the base and then attach these flight stands with the figure on it to the base, because the base of the flight stand is transparent. You're going to be able to see right through it. So if I glue it to the scenic base, to the little, if I glue it to one of these scenic bases, and then paint the base around the flight stand, there's going to be that little circle of plain gray plastic visible underneath it. So I'm going to have to come up with something for that. Maybe paint the base first and then glue the flight stand to the figure, and then glue the flight stand to the base, and then paint the figure. That is, of course, going to have to require taping off the scenic base while I prime and paint the rest of the figure. So it's a little bit of a pain. Looking through here, I had said in my last video that one of my goals was to make all the Battle Sisters with bare heads, going without the helmet, and it looks like the only one that actually requires a helmet is this Standard Bearer, or the Ancient. That's the only one that doesn't have an option. A lot of the others are either bareheaded already, or like these, or there's an option of a helmeted head and a bare head, and you can choose which one you want to put on there. So I think if there's enough options available for bare heads, I'm going to go with bare heads on all of them, because I just really like how that looks. Yeah, see, it looks like the flight stand attaches to the bottom of the backpack right there, so I'm going to have to paint the base and then glue on the flight stand, and then glue the figure to the flight stand and prime and paint the figure. That's not going to be a lot of fun, but for the most part, these miniatures look like they're monopose figures, obviously. There's not a whole lot of weapon options. You don't have the option to build them with a bolter or a flamer or a whatever. They're pretty much just the weapon options that they come with, and then that's the pose they're in. You don't really even have an option of posing them differently. Now, I might be able to, like, I know there's a couple of places where you get two of the same kind of Battle Sister, like the ones they offer you a head. These are both the same Battle Sister, just one armored head, one not armored. So, I think in that case, you may be able to do both armored or both unarmored heads, but just have one facing a different direction or something like that. Put them both on different scenic bases will kind of differentiate between the two. So I'm going to experiment with that and see what I can do. But yeah, it's possible even in something like that to come up with a little bit of variety, and I may be able to change things up with the addition of something like I've got all these extra little bits of accessories. So I've got, like, I can put on another pistol holster on their hip or something, or give them a battle knife or some grenades. Maybe I'll give one of the Sister Superior server skull hanging off there. Just some extra ammo pouches or grenades or what have you. I think it's just a little way of breaking things up a little bit, make things a little bit different for them. Got a banner here. I don't know where that came from. Maybe I'll give one of them a banner. Yeah, that should be interesting. Like the cannon as a banner or something, the differentiator from some of the rest of them. Or the sergeant of the Battle Sister Squad. I've also got some extra bits from the Beholder thing that you may remember from a while back. The Beholder had some options for eye stalks that shot different effects, and one of them was a flame effect, and one of them was a what looked like a muzzle flash. And I'm thinking for this sister that's, you know, standing on both feet and kind of leaning back a little bit, I may give her the muzzle flash, and this one here with the flamer and the burned demon at her feet, I'll give her the flame effect, and those are just going to be painted with inks and pinned into the gun barrels later. It's going to be a lot of drilling barrels on these girls. It's a lot of drilled barrels. But yeah, I think it's going to be fun. So as you can see, I've got the Sister Superior already separated out here, and I think I'm probably going to go ahead and stop this video and go switch to the next video, start assembling. So I will see you guys later. Bye. Hey Brush Monkeys, Tom from Flying Monkey Studios here. If you like what you see, click like. If you want to find out when new videos get posted, click subscribe. Comment below on what you want to see on future videos. Visit our Patreon site for lots of ways that you can support me in doing what I do. You can also visit our Instagram and Facebook pages to see all the miniatures that I paint on this channel and see how you can get your hands on one of your own. So thanks a lot for your time, and thanks for watching my videos, and I will see you guys later. Bye.